All right, so we have a little treat for you. So this is a coaching call from the Agency Owners Association. This is a group that Neil and I have for agency owners to help you grow faster. So if you're in the agency space, you are a services business, this is applicable to you. It's a little preview of a call. It's probably 10, 15 minutes or so, and you get a sense for what it looks like to be in the group. If you want to learn more about the group, you can go to marketingschool.io/agency. Again, it's marketingschool.io/agency. Hope you enjoy the episode.
I was actually reading No Man's post on school, and I kind of have same question. It's I was wondering how people run marketing agency. What's the structure of the marketing agency? Because I know that in the companies, in the entities in the US would be different with the entities that I have in my country. There are different laws and different tax legal works are totally different. But I was wondering, how do you guys keep your finances? How do you guys pay yourself? Is it by distribution, or is it by the monthly salary? Or yeah, that was a kind of question that I had. I think Noman has more to say on that. He has, I think, more in-depth question. But yeah, Noman, if you want to add on something, yeah,
No,
sure.
man, I had the same thing. I think I've been operating an agency and I've been kind of like using the like a salary based model, but I was just kind of curious of like how other people do it. Um,
So,
'Cause
so I can put my 2 cents worth there. So we're C Corp in the States, and the C Corp is basically we pay ourselves a salary, and then um you know you can choose to pay so it's a salary. Then if you disburse um or profit to the owners at the end of the year, um there is taxes on that. So it's like double taxed, right? So what we do is we actually basically have a minimum salary for us that basically goes into our 401k and maximizes that and maximizes profit share. And at the end of the year, we just bonus ourselves a huge amount, whatever we need. Then whatever we left is we put into and keep it to the business, knowing that if we pull that out, that will be taxed again. Um, the reason why we did this was, we structured as a C corp at the start so that maybe if we sell, it'll be much easier. But I do know like other companies, marketing agencies are structured as a pass-through LLC, which basically means whatever profit the company is making is basically taxed as it was part of your income tax, um, and basically, maximize that way. So it's up to you on how you want to structure that. That challenge there is that if you decide to sell that pass-through LLC, then you'll have to convert it to a C corp, and you'll have to go through the hoops there.
What country are you in, Alian?
I'm in Japan. Japan. So in Japan, usually the companies are structured on majority of them are on C Corp in the US terms. Not really a lot of LLCs. I noticed that a lot of the American companies are structured on LLCs. So yeah, that was kind of uh different outlook. But yeah, Kevin had something. I think I would love to hear his thoughts as well.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, definitely crawl, walk, run. I think David's got a great point. If you're looking at the outset to build something, it's like a house. If you're looking to build a house that's going to be 3 stories, you want to make sure the foundation can hold 3 stories. You don't want to go back and kind of build the foundation. So if you're going to sell eventually, and everything you do is structured in that way as you grow and as you bring people on, then you want to set up a C corp right away. I usually don't like. I get this asked from a lot of my customers who are setting up corporate entities. I'm not a lawyer. I've got 5 startups under my belt. I've done this all the different ways. And what I try to tell people is don't focus on the minutia, just get the business going, get some revenues in the door so that you have money to pay lawyers. Because sometimes you can spend all your money setting everything up and then you're starving trying to get going. So and most everybody here is 6 figures, 7 figures. So they're beyond that. So, but it sounds like you're in startup, trying to think this through. If I was to do this over again, and it's kind of the way I structured every social, is I do an pass-through LLC. You have a year, I think, to convert it to an S corp. So you can determine, if you know that when you're starting out and you think you're going to be needing that corporate protection, then convert it to an S Corp and you're going to be double taxed. C Corp is great for structure of shares and share-based distribution. And, it's very, a lot of companies, acquiring companies like that clarity. For me, I have a pass-through LLC on this one because I like to put all my expenses through the company. So if I'm traveling, I'm going to Europe next 3 weeks. That's a conference I'm going to for I think half a day, and then I'm going to Italy. I'm going elsewhere with my mom, taking my mom, and it's all company. It's going through the company. It probably technically you're not supposed to do that, but as much as possible, I put it through the company. I'm just giving you the Kevinology here, so don't take it as legal advice. But I found that doing it that way, now if I'm buying my groceries and stuff on my company credit card, that's not good, kind of thing. But as much as that there's duplication of could be business, could be things, this is just transparency. I push it towards the business. I have a credit card for my personal stuff, but I do put stuff on the company credit card. And sometimes that does get attributed to me. But at the end of the year, my accountant will look at it and go, we need to give you some more income because it'll look too lopsided. So we're going to move that over to shareholder loan or whatever. So I could go into this offline, Alian, and give you a lot of practical stuff. But I'm just saying structurally, I would say crawl, walk, run, get some revenues going. I didn't have a business license in my local area for a year, kind of thing, because it was just another expense that I would have to spend. And when I needed it, I went and got it because I won a deal where they needed it. So I went and spent it because I had money to pay for it. That's my philosophy in the scrappy startup part of it. Once you're operating, you have employees and stuff, you might want to take a smaller salary and then take those distributions as a way to know, because you got to pay, a lot of times you're always behind the 8 ball and you're going to be paying yourself last.
I got to take a minute to tell you about the Agency Owners Association. This is a peer group for agency owners, think YPO or EO, but for agency owners. And I just wanted to read you a couple of testimonials. So this first one comes from Carrie, and we asked her, what do you like most about the group? She said, having a group of people to discuss and bounce ideas. The leads are great too. Yes, we share leads in this group as well. This one from Alian, he says, the ability to really post whatever I want and need, and the group responds. Great experienced members, getting a lot of insights from conversations with other members, getting a lot of value from sessions from Eric, getting advice from others as well. And so if you want to grow your agency faster and you want a peer group to do so, just go to marketingschool.io/agency. This is a group that both Neil and I created. And our hope here is to create a vibrant community of agency owners and do a lot more with it in the future. So again, marketingschool.io/agency, and we'll see you inside.
Let me ask Alian, where are you at in terms of revenue right now, or in terms of number of employees, or like just where are you at?
Still in the 6 figures phase. I do have 3 full-time employees and 6 contractors. So yeah, but I don't have that much expenses, frankly, because I think relative to the people, because I have a lot of contractors, my profit is quite good and I pay myself quite well, I think. But yeah, I think Kevin, what Kevin was saying was quite particular. What do you Noman? What do you think? I think you had that question.
No, that's so okay. Yeah, my question. So I'm with Kevin a bit on this. I've had a pretty good tax advisor who's like very aggressive in working in my favor, in my family's favor. So the way he puts it is like, hey, just operate your business as close to break even as you can, especially the early days. We're 6 figures right now. And then he's saying that you can use those if you're operating as a loss, then your pass-through taxation's but lower. And you get a bunch of other benefits. And so that's why just doing more things at close to break even is a good thing in the early days. But like I'm with Kevin. I pay out my employees first. I pay myself last. So if hopefully we do well and we continue to grow, then that operating at break even becomes a bit more beneficial in my favor. But I mean, expenses, like he said, like if you got a car and you're buying something, put it on under the company. Don't put it under yourself. Like this, if you got cell phone bills, put that under the company. If you use like a home office, like I do, put part of your all the utilities and bill and mortgage, put that partially underneath the company. So yeah, I'm just I'm learning too, but that's my accountant's. That's the way he's been directing me and advising me.
Japanese version of IRA is very strict. They don't let me do that.
Oh, he also said if like you make 401, so to do a self-directed 401k, so you put whatever's excess into that self-directed 401k, and then if you want to make investments out of that, you can direct those investments. You can back to your own company or to other places.
Mhm.
It's I don't know. I'm just learning. Like this is all just like really new to me, and I'm just trying to like figure out what other people do. So
I'm not an American, but I'm curious about how in America, borrowing power increases or decreases depending on how you pay yourself. Like in Canada, if we pay dividends, your borrowing power for a mortgage is lower than if you pay yourself a salary. But then the salary contributes to your pension fund, which I don't want to contribute to because I don't believe in the government's ability to sustain that fund. So, like, is there a difference? Is the same thing in a mortgage? Is the same in the United States? You guys exactly the same situation?
same
Yeah,
situation.
Yeah, if you wanted to, sorry, no man. Yeah, but if you wanted to use your income, like you have to be able to compete. Like for a mortgage, you're going to have to play with everybody else and show a W-2 or self-employment. You can do, but it's a lot harder. And usually you're not getting traditional funding. You're getting more riskier type fund, or people who fund those riskier type of mortgages. So
they usually also want a longer time frames. They want like 2-3 years of income shown as self-employed. Someone who's self-employed, and it has to be substantially higher than what you would make as a salary from a full-time job. So they're looking for that stability. Just think of it that way. The more stable you are in the eyes of the lender, the more easier it's going to be. So you got to pick that. I hate paying taxes. I mean, I'll pay my taxes, but I operate at a loss or slight loss or break even as much as possible. I get, like, if I do work for somebody, I get a big tax receipt. Like usually, like whatever the work I did, I ask them for double, for nonprofits and stuff like that. That helps a lot. I just got a $50,000. It was $25,000 worth of work. They paid me 10, and then I got them to double the amount they owed me in a tax receipt. I got like $40,000 tax receipt, from that nonprofit. So they have a little bit more flexibility, nonprofits do, to what the value you offered, kind of thing. If they were to go to the top level agencies, that's what they would have paid, kind of thing. So I don't know. I lived in Canada. It is a little bit stricter there. And it's like not as bad as Japan, but America's got so many tax loopholes. That's where you need an accountant. So that's my opinion. I don't want to take up the whole time, but anybody else had some stuff? Nathan, I don't know if you heard. Adam?
The number one challenge for businesses is hiring. And more specifically, the number one thing I get asked for all the time is, Eric, where can I go find an amazing marketer? And the reality is, right now, when you think about the world, we have inflation. That also means wage inflation right now. And it means that when it comes to hiring talent, you can't spend as much as you would have in the last couple of years because it's just become too cost prohibitive. And so we've partnered with one of the best offshore recruiting firms when it comes to marketing. They've been a great asset for us, and I believe that they will be a great asset for you. All you have to do is go to marketingschool.io/hire. Again, it's marketingschool.io/hire to learn more. You can fill out the form there, and we're going to place you with the best marketing hires that we can help you find.
So we went through the same thing, trying to buy a home recently. And yeah, it was painful. I kept telling my wife, "I was like, no, I'm making money. We're not poor." But it was painful because you guys show 3 years of tax returns, and like your business is actually, like earning money. But yeah, it's a bit more of a root canal that way. But it's
Yeah.
doable. You just gotta.
Yeah.
I think in the US we have to just, it's more business friendly.
Yeah.
I'll give you a quick scenario. I got a loan, like they were lending money to small businesses. I was able to get it at a very low interest rate, $50,000. I took that and I gave myself 40 grand to use for a down payment as a shareholder loan. And now I owe the company the 40 grand, but I might write that off. I might forgive that loan down the road. So those are legal paths, but I can also pay that back and be neutral. But if I'm going to sell, I want that clean. So those are the things you got to also consider. So anyways, these are just Wild West stuff, but you got to be aggressive to survive when you're growing a business.
Yep. As we like to
Cool.
say in the family, we're asset rich. Right? That's how most of the businesses are, asset rich.
Rich on paper.
Yeah.
So thanks for your input there, guys. David had a question. How do you find new clients online, cold, outbounds, etc.? Let's see.
I can give
David,
you content. I can give content.
Yeah.
So we're a lead generator, right? So we sell more or less product as an agency. And most of our clients come from conferences, right? So like people we meet when we're at the shows. And in those shows, people are very conducive to meeting and basically cutting deals. And it's easy to cut the deals because basically you are paying per product, right? You're paying per lead. You're not paying for services that are a bit ominous and has a big down payment to see like, well, what's the output, right? That said, like, we try to expand and find new customers beyond these shows. And we use tools such as LinkedIn or even cold calling people in big companies, but I'm not sure it's as easy or successful. And would love to understand like how other people are doing it beyond, like a face-to-face conference or show.
Who's your ICP?
What's an ICP?
Ideal customer profile?
So, partner marketer on a large enterprise company.
Oh,
right.
large
So
enterprise.
yeah, so basically we do lead generation. Lead generation usually works best for like products which are a bit complicated, cannot transact online. Insurance, home services, legal, right? So you find these people, you can actually transact and buy auto insurance online or even health insurance, but they're so complicated that they prefer to speak to an agent. So we are targeting the marketing directors who are in these large companies which have call centers, that they actually allocate a percentage of their marketing dollars on third-party lead generators.